And welcome back to Game 2 of the inaugural Turing Cup here in Northampton, hosted by Rebellion Roller Derby. I'm Door Mistress.
And I'm Tim Karsmashian.
And we're here to talk you through Roller Derby Madrid up against Namur Roller Girls. As we said, second game of the day. And for Roller Derby Madrid, who do we have, Tim?
Right, so we have got 019 Ali Chaos, 10 Feminatrix, 33 Lethal Path, 416 Arizona, 517 Iron Doll, 52 Bambi Killer, 61 Ihad Diodin, 71 Garida, 81 Angie, 86 Hawaii, 877 Mariquita, 88 Nanantha, and 92 Dame Veneno.
And for Namur Roller Girls, we have 021 Lulu, 03 Nappy, 12 Brulagom, 1957 Bat Smash, 31 T-Rex Elliot, 382 Rest in Pieces, 39K, 393 Grumpy and Up, 394 Mischief Manager, 4 B Gaze, 4040 Blue Velvet, 537 Punchline, 66 Lux and Galees, 9 Jackie and 934 Tinker. So, Madrid are coming into this game as the number 2 seed. They're currently ranked 102 in the WFTDA rankings. And Namur coming in as number 4 seed, currently ranked at 155. In European terms, the number 22 team is playing the number 28. So, Flat Track Stats are predicting that this will be a win for Roller Derby Madrid. But I've seen Namur play 3 times in the last year. Do not write them off. They had a fantastic tournament, Skate Around 3 in November, where they tore up the predictions and went home with the cup. What are you going to look for in this game, Tim?
I'm just looking out for everything. This is the first time I've seen either of these two teams play. And like you mentioned, the Flat Track Stats predictions, at this point, not necessarily meaning anything. We saw in the first game Amsterdam taking the lead against Rebellion, which was not expected. So it's going to be a cracking game to watch, I think.
Absolutely. These two teams have never played each other, so don't know how that's going to be on track. We'll probably see the first few jams will therefore be a bit tentative as they try and work each other out. But there's lots of footage of teams now, so they will have gone and studied that. This should be a cracking game.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're just waiting for the period clock to start. We're just waiting for that first whistle. Bring on the roller derby now.
Yeah, 25 seconds is too long to wait. I want it now.
So a big thank you to Rebellion Roller Derby for putting on this tournament and giving us the opportunity to come and talk about Roller Derby and see these amazing games. So officials now getting in place. We obviously went through all the preparations way too quickly. Yeah. There we go. There's the first whistle.
Let's get down to some derby.
So for those of you watching at home, we are sat in the corner behind the jam line, so we have a lovely view of who is jamming. On the jam line for the first jam, who do we have, Tim?
We have got number 4 jamming for Namur, B Gaze, and we have got Dame Veneno for Madrid.
So we already have a penalty, and it is Dame Veneno who came out with the lead but has gone to the box. So lead has been lost.
And a power jam, first jam in the game.
Oh, and B Gaze also sent to the penalty box. So we have a jammer switcheroo. Dame Veneno has been let out and is approaching back of the pack. Namur waiting. So we're still on turn 1. Oh, and that was a fantastic hit by Tinker on Dame Veneno, hitting all the way back behind the jam line. So technically, we've not moved anywhere.
We haven't moved anywhere, and with that massive recycle, still, we're not going to have lead anyway. It's a 2-minute jam.
Yeah. So both jammers are released and back on the track. And both having real struggle. I mean, I said that we may see a bit of a tentative first few jams. Not the case here.
Not the case at all. With Namur's pivot there, taking the Madrid's jammer all the way back behind the jam line.
But it is Dame Veneno who has made it out, completing her initial pass. But the pack is speeding up. But we have a star pass to Tinker by Namur. So number 934 now jamming, looking to force off the jam. But of course it's a 2-minute jam. So both teams picking up points. Tinker completing that 4-point scoring pass. Dame Veneno still on her first scoring pass, having a tough time of it. Recycled all the way to the straightaway by turn 3. And that's that first jam, full 2 minutes. That was a big first jam.
That was a big first jam, but not necessarily a big scoring jam for either teams. Score at the moment, Madrid on 4, Namur on 6. And with a 2-minute jam, perhaps we would have expected to see a few more points there. But
also the first jam, both teams picking up jammer penalties.
Yeah.
Again, not common, not usual. So let's see if they can settle down in this next couple of jams.
Yeah. So Nanentha jamming for Madrid up against Lulu for Namur. And yet again, Madrid's jammer being sent to the penalty box for a penalty. So Namur getting another power jam.
Second jammer penalty. Not what you'd expect to see at this level of roller derby.
But like we mentioned earlier, these two teams have never played each other before. They could still be feeling each other out.
Yeah. Instead of being tentative, they're going all in.
Yeah. I mean, that's more fun to watch at the end of the day, isn't it?
So, and it's Lulu for Namur who is now lead. So it wasn't actually given to Madrid. So Namur now in lead. If you've watched Namur before, Lulu has jammed or played under another name, was Crevelator previously, and was a star jammer at Skater Round 3. So good to see them back on track.
Nanantha going for a star stash there, taking off the helmet cover, trying to sneak their way through.
And that was a very different second jam, much shorter. But it's Namur with the points, 3 points scoring that jam, opening that lead out. And the first few jams is so important psychologically to get that first bit of lead and that sort of
definitely.
couple of jams of dominance, because you're really trying to say, we want to control this game.
Putting your stink on it a little bit.
Lovely. And Namur definitely doing that in this first couple of jams. So on the jam line we have Bat Smash up against Arizona.
And Arizona picking up lead jammer for Madrid.
But that was also rust in pieces for Namur, thinking they'd been called for a penalty. Wave back on track by the referee. So we're now on the straightaway between turns 2 and 3. Very dynamic, moving packs and walls. And Arizona using that to her advantage, picking up 4 points. But Bat Smash now out of the pack and chasing Arizona down. And that chase has forced Arizona to call the jam. But it's 4 points for Madrid.
Preventing Namur from scoring any in that last jam, bringing the score 8 to Madrid, Namur on 9.
And these first few jams are so crucial that literally 4 points coming back straight after that Namur controlled jam. It's really important. But it's an official review called by Namur. Very early for us to traditionally see an official review. So clearly Doppler wanted to make sure that wanted to question something that happened in that last jam. So while we're in the official review, we can talk you through one of our sponsors for this tournament, who is Distro Hex, who have a stall here. They're a workers' cooperative set up in November 2018 for the main purpose of creating and distributing propaganda in order to amplify the voices of the marginalised, the less heard and the othered. Bringing you badges, books, patches, stickers and zines, and you can find them at the venue if you're coming here this weekend, or you can find them at distrohex, distrohex.org online, and hope you do go and visit them.
I'm going to have to check them out. I do love a patch.
That's why we're in roller derby. It's for the patches.
For the patches and the badges and the stickers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not for the skating. No, just for the merch.
But we've had a really interesting game so far. I mean, we've only had 3 jams. And it's already, I can't tell you how this game is going to go.
Well, it's a tie game.
Yeah. Because it was actually 5 points that Madrid snuck in that last jam, which has taken them to the tide. So, you know, yeah, because that is exactly what Madrid need to do. If Namur, say they take one jam, Madrid have to come back straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two teams are very closely matched, so that you can't let one get a lead out.
No, definitely not. Like, you want to, make your mark on it and make sure that they know you're here to play.
And Namur in particular play a really strong psychological game. I've seen them play before in a game with multiple lead changes, just not giving up, and the other team sort of buckling under that pressure, even though they're in the lead, saying, we're not going to let you run away with this game, and in the end Namur taking the win. So yeah. So Namur had that official review. We haven't had the full details, but it looks as though they've been successful as the Madrid jammer is starting in the box.
And jamming from Namur is B-Gaze, picking up lead pretty quickly there.
Yeah. So that's some great offense by the Namur pack, getting B-Gaze through. That's what you want out of a power jam.
And some great coordinated offense from Namur there.
Madrid struggling in this power jam scenario because they also have a blocker in the box.
And B-Gaze has been sent off for a penalty for cutting the track.
Yep. So we are now in a position where it's a power jam to Madrid, and we have two full packs on track. So although Namur making the points in the start of this jam, it is now Madrid's chance to catch up.
Especially with the full 2 minutes to play with. Definitely an opportunity for them to, come back after a bit of a shaky start at the start of the jam.
But that's some great one-on-one defense from T-Rex Elliott from Namur, trying to hold back Arizona. But we're still on turn 4. Oh, and great defense from Namur, but Arizona finally hit out and being recycled. But the strength of Arizona to stay on track for some of those hits was phenomenal.
It's incredible. I couldn't do that.
Actually, the defense from both teams is strong, but B-Gaze able to get around that Madrid wall just that bit quicker. Arizona also completing a scoring pass. B-Gaze approaching for 4 more points. Smashes her way through.
A nice little spin at the end as well.
But I think that was Madrid had the opportunity to reform an entire wall ahead up front and didn't, and that let B-Gaze through. So that jam has come to an end. High scoring jam on both sides, but it is 11 for Madrid, 9 for Namur, which means we have a lead change.
Lead change, 20 points to Madrid, 18 to Namur.
That was a very fast, dynamic, lots of movement in that last jam. But even though the score doesn't show that, actually it's now 10 points for Namur. I think Madrid didn't, I'd be looking for stronger defense from Madrid.
So jamming for Namur, we've got Lulu up against Dame Veneno for Madrid.
And we've got the pack spread out between turns 1 and 2. But it's lead for Namur and Lulu. I mean, one thing we've seen a lot in these jams, we've had 5 penalties in the first 4 jams, 5 track cuts between the two teams. So I think the story of these first few jams has been try and keep your jammer on the track.
Definitely.
So, and it's some offense going in for Madrid, trying to get Dame Veneno out. But strong defense from both teams is just holding all the jammers up. And that is, it's forearm for Dame Veneno. So we're now in a power jam to Lulu, who has leads as well, and thinks I've had enough of that.
I'd do the same, and it forces a power jam start for the next jam.
Yeah.
So with a game this close, so early in the game, you're going to want to take the most of every opportunity. So forcing a power start is a great idea at this stage in the game.
So we have another lead, Jamie. It's now changed, It's now 23 points to Namur, 20 to Madrid. Bat smash on the jam line for Namur, and we are starting on a power start as Dame Veneno is in the penalty box. Big opportunity for Namur to again put their stamp on this game. It's the second power start for Namur in in a row.
Yeah. And as we approach turn 2, Bat Smash still struggling to get out of the pack for their initial pass.
Yeah. That is some great defense up front. A wall of 3 from Madrid. But Bat Smash does make it through, but that took 30 seconds. That is almost, that was almost the entire penalty just to get lead.
Which means Dame Veneno's back out of the box and able to try and make their initial pass.
But Bat Smash is pushing out up front, picks up the 4 points. So Dame Veneno just completes her initial. So Bat Smash coming around for points on that straightaway into turn 3. The pack speeds up, trying to save their points. Bat Smash sees the danger, calls that jam.
And again, seeing that excellent coordinated offense there from Namur might be a signature thing for them in this game.
So 6 points for Namur in that jam, taking them to 29, opening up a 9-point lead. So we're 10 minutes into the game. This is the biggest lead that we've seen all game. We're now in a team timeout. And this timeout to you, who is it brought to us by, Tim?
This team timeout is brought to you by Roller Dirty Soaps. Roller Dirty is the brainchild of Becky, a roller derby and handmade loving human. All the soaps are handmade and vegan, using all natural, cruelty-free products, and they smell incredible. Find Roller Dirty on Facebook and Etsy, or if you're here for the weekend, check them out in the venue as well.
And we've all spent weekends in leisure centres. We all know how that smell goes.
We all get pretty stinky. Derby stank.
Yes, it's a real thing. So big thank you to all our sponsors. Also an opportunity to talk through our officials this game. So on skates we have Slane, Big Whoop, Tiny Tearaway, Stomp'em, Russ, Lucas, Dr. Watt and Saz. And we'll go through the NSOs later in this game. But a big thank you to all of them for giving up their weekends in lovely Northampton.
In a lovely big sports hall.
If you're not in the sports hall on a Saturday, are you even in roller derby?
No, not at all.
So very excited to see what's going to happen in the next couple of jams. Looking for Madrid to come back strong.
And on the Hive Skate Hub jam line, we have got B-Gaze jamming for Namur up against Nanantha for Madrid.
And it was Madrid that called the timeout, so I think they were trying to take that momentum away from Namur. But the defense has been really solid from both teams off the jam line, and this is just showing again. We're 20 seconds into the game, still not into the jam, still no lead jammer. But Nanantha pushing out, and we're on the straightaway after turn 2 before she can push out for lead for Madrid.
So it looks like that team timeout might have worked in their favour, stopping that momentum from Namur and allowing Nanantha to pick up lead jammer.
And picks up 4 more points, completing a scoring pass. Namur weren't in that pass quite as together as we usually see them. So that's good work from Madrid to try and split them up.
B-Gaze taking off the helmet cover, looking like they're going to try for a star pass.
But I think, so Namur, are providing defense and offense at the same time. Oh, and that was a little dink out by, I think that was T-Rex Elliott. Just a little dink on Nanantha, sending her all the way back.
But that Madrid tripod is absolutely brutal. Not letting B-Gaze through at all.
And you could see that because that forced a star pass, and it was B-Gaze who had picked up the helmet cover and forced that call off. But see, again, psychologically, big jam for Madrid. 8 points, taking them to 28 points, playing 29 for Namur. So Madrid very much saying anything you can do, we can do just as well as you.
Definitely. And going to get whiplash from all these lead changes.
So we are 17 minutes left in this half and only 1 point in this game. We have Brulagom for the first time on the jam line for Namur. And it is Feminatrix for Madrid. So what we've been seeing in the game so far is very few scoreless jams. Both teams are able to pick up points, and you can just see why, because the defense is so similar that actually there isn't anybody who's dominating the pack.
And Brulagom making a lovely apex jump to pick up lead jammer on that initial pass over on turn 2.
I think Brulagom is partially made of springs. Having seen her skate many times, absolutely love watching her skate. But then a lot of things happened. So I was just watching what happened there. Namur had a blocker go to the box, but it was them that picking up the points. 2 for them, taking them to 31. So this is only the fifth. So this is only the 5th jam where one of the teams has not scored a point.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's so back and forth, so sort of so evenly matched as teams.
So we have got Arizona jamming for Madrid up against Bat Smash for Namur.
And it's Bat Smash off to the penalty box for a
Multiplayer by the looks of it.
Yeah. Jammers can pick up multiplayers. Arizona picking up lead for Madrid.
And with only 3 points in it, they'll be looking to really capitalise on this power jam situation.
And so the pack was stationary but speeds up madly now. We're on to turn 4.
Madrid doing a great job of keeping that Namur ball split and, you know, picking up the full 4 points there.
Yeah. But it's Arizona now taking a second scoring pass for Madrid. So
And the Madrid blockers reforming that wall, seeing that Bat Smash is coming back on track.
yeah. So Bat Smash back on track. Arizona trying to pick up points. But it's Bat Smash who is strong and agile as a jammer, which means she can get from side to side and still push the pack out front.
Yeah, that Madrid wall is you know, having to go hard laterally to contain her, but they're doing a great job of it. I mean, they're still stretched all the way out to turn 1 and still... I spoke too soon. Curse of the announcer, isn't it?
But Bat Smash is out, completes her scoring pass. Arizona still in the pack, sees the danger, calls the jam. And that was a steadier jam. You could see what was going on. I think both teams have settled into. This is going to be a tough game for jammers. It's going to be solid walls.
Yeah, those defensive walls from both teams are... They're low and slow, like a barbecue.
Very evenly matched, but it's Madrid with 8 points in that jam, taking them to 36. So we have another lead change. So let's see what B-Gaze can do up against Dame Veneno. And apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong, probably am.
That's Dame Veneno being taken all the way back to the back of the pack, and for a second time.
So B-Gaze pushing out up front, almost at turn 2 before being hit out by Angie from Derby Madrid. And
so 30 seconds down and still no lead jammer. And again, spoke too soon. Dame Veneno picking up lead jammer for Madrid.
But B-Gaze is in the pack and looking for a star pass. But Madrid are splitting up Pivot and B-Gaze, not letting that star pass happen.
Some great awareness there from Madrid's blockers.
But also big sprawl to the floor for Dame Veneno as the Namur wall is at the back. Madrid is up front, and they've just had enough. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, repeated hits to the ground as well as repeated recycles back to the back of the pack. Yeah. That's soul destroying for jammers.
But that's the second jam in a row where Madrid have picked up points and Namur have not. So we talked about who's stamping their shape on the game. At the moment, it's Madrid. So 38 points now playing 31. 12 minutes left in this half. So it's Lulu on the jam line for Namur up against Nananza for Madrid. Both jammers again at the back of these strong 3 or 4 walls.
And the footwork from Nanantha there, really, really agile, but equally agile from that Namur wall, not allowing her out for an initial pass.
We are nearly 30 seconds into the jam with no lead jammer, and that just looks tiring. I'm watching this thinking I would be exhausted. I would be looking for the star pass. I don't care about lead. But Lulu's still pushing out up front. Nananza pushing at the back just at the pivot line. So we're still on turn 1, 50 seconds into this jam. And there's a gap, and that's Madrid. So Nananza picking up lead for Madrid.
And Namur have gone for the star pass, passing the star to Brulagom.
So Brulagom approaching the pack, trying to force the call off, does so. But that is, I'm just having a look at the jam ref's hands, 3 points for Madrid.
So extending their lead to 10 points. Score currently standing at Madrid 41, Namur on 31.
Third jam in a row, Madrid score and Namur don't. So this is where that gap is starting to open up. I mean, it's the largest gap we've seen, but it's the fact it's 3 cumulative jams.
And we've seen so far Namur have passed the star 3 times. Madrid haven't done it at all.
Because they're starting to put their stamp on this game. However, Bat Smash has said, well, I'm not having that, and has picked up lead for Namur. And Bat Smash now in the pack, 4 points on turn 2. Feminatrix still in the pack on the initial pass, but has now pushed the pack out up front.
It's a very stretched out pack there at the time as well.
That's the speed Feminatrix had, was able to push out those Namur blockers. But that was 4 points for Namur, a really crucial time, taking them to 35. So it's still only a 6-point game.
With 10 minutes left in this first half.
We've had 20 minutes of play, and it just shows how equally matched the teams are and how much energy they're putting into this game, how much they want it. So we have B-Gaze on the jam line for Namur.
And
Arizona for Madrid.
Thank you, Doc.
And it is B-Gaze, so second jam in a row now for Namur picking up lead.
And Arizona being taken all the way to the back of the pack.
But we are in a situation where both teams have a blocker in the penalty box. But just look at that Madrid wall up front on turn 1. Just not moving.
They're just digging in, getting low, stopping B-Gaze from pushing them much further. Still just on turn 1.
And that's number 61, Isha Dodan, who is going in for the offense for Madrid. And that does work. Arizona now out.
And Blue Velvet for Namur being sent off for a penalty. So, Arizona making the most of that blocker deficiency.
But that forced the jam to be called off. But it was another 3 points for Namur. So second jam in a row that Namur have scored and Madrid haven't. So roller derby for me is a game of momentum. And for 3 jams of momentum with Madrid, Namur have gone, no, we want the momentum. We're having that now. So it's a 3-point game, 8 minutes 22 left. 41 for Madrid, 38 for Namur.
And lining up on the Hive Skate Hub jam line, we have got Lulu jamming for Namur up against Nananza for Madrid.
So, and that was a massive hit out and recycle by Angie from Roller Derby Madrid. If you are Welsh and watching this, that is Angie that used to be Tiger Bay. I had a heart attack when I came in. I got very confused.
And Lulu, the jammer for Namur, being sent off to the penalty box for a back block.
But that's Ninaza, who has made it through, picking up the 4 points. So making the most of this power jam are Madrid. That's a second scoring pass now for Ninaza. And that's, again, Madrid not letting the 3 Namur blockers come together, because when we've seen Namur in a 3, they're just solid.
They just dominate, they hunker down. They don't let anyone past.
So Oh, and as we say that, they do leave a gap on the outside. That was not quite jamming past the line, and Nanasa was able to make the most of that. But we now have a full Namur pack on track, speeding round to corner 2.
With Lulu passing that star very sneakily.
That was beautiful. And great tactics because... So that was great tactics from Namur and track awareness, because you cannot pass the star anywhere on the track. You've got to be in play. So they could not pass it, even though they came out of the box at the same time. They had to wait till they were at the pack. But we're now at 4 jam on penalties per team in the first 24 minutes. So they've had 3 power jams each. And actually Madrid making the most of that, picking up 14 points in that last jam, taking them to 55.
So we have got Feminatrix jamming for Madrid up against Bat Smash for Namur, and Feminatrix being taken all the way back to turn 4 as they're being recycled after being hit off the track.
And it's Bat Smash who makes it through. Lead jammer for Namur. And Feminatrix has the helmet cover in her hand, looking for the pass, but Namur splitting up. And it's actually the Madrid pivot is in the box, so there cannot be a star pass, much as Feminatrix once won. But Feminatrix makes it out for their initial scoring pass, and that's the jam come to an end as they approach the pack. 8 points for Namur.
Bringing the score to 55 to Madrid, 50 to Namur, and with 5 minutes left in this first half, there's 5 points in it.
Yeah.
Couldn't make this stuff up.
Now this is why we love roller derby. These kind of games. I mean, this whole tournament, the 4 teams who are here playing for the Turing Cup are separated by, I think, only 6 spaces in European rankings.
I think, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's some very, very close matchups this weekend.
Yeah.
And jamming for Namur, we've got B-Gaze up against Arizona for Madrid. Arizona being, again, we've seen this for quite a while for the past few jams, the Madrid jammer being taken right to the back of the pack very early on in the jam.
Yeah. And B-Gaze pushes out lead jammer for Namur. Pack still on turn 1, and B-Gaze is coming through for points.
And
but we have a star pass to Lethal Cat of Madrid. So B-Gaze gets the points, calls the jam. That's the first star pass we've seen from Madrid this game, but that only letting Namur have 1 scoring pass. And I think that's what we've seen, is that Madrid have taken big leaps in points. It's been 9 points or 14 points. Namur has been 4 points by 4 points by 4 points, but they've closed back up that gap. It is now 55 for Madrid playing 54 for Namur with just 4 minutes left in this game.
And I think the biggest kind of point differential we've seen so far in this game is 10.
Yeah.
And that's...
Yeah.
It's a very low-scoring game so far.
Which just shows you how strong the defense is. And that... Oh! That was a cut trap penalty for Lulu of Namur. So we're just watching the action. It is Nanaza pushing out up front as the only jammer left on track. And it's 2 Namur blockers up front.
The Madrid blockers doing a great job of keeping a goat at the back of the pack.
Yeah, but it's some offense for Madrid now going in. It's Mariquita who is trying to go in to break up that wall up front. And actually that has been a fantastic penalty kill by Namur, not letting Nanaza through. And we have a star pass from Namur to Brulegom. Yep. And it's a cut trap penalty for Nanaza. So this will be a full 2-minute jam. It was going to be anyway because Nanaza took off the star, so was ineligible for lead. So we have a 2-minute jam, but only 35 seconds left. Brulegom making it through for 4 points. Nanaza in the penalty box.
And with so after a minute and a half, Brulegom taking a full 90 seconds for Brulagom to pick up those first 4 points.
Well, that was partially because of the penalty, but also because the defence is so strong. Brulagom hit out by Madrid right at the last second, but makes it through the pack as recycles finished. But we have Nanasa back on track, and the jam comes to an end. So we have 8 points for Namur, nothing for Madrid, which means we have a lead change. 62 for Namur, 55 for Madrid, 1 minute 43. I need a break in 1 minute 40 seconds. Just getting some of the insight from our fabulous producer, Loudon Queer, who's pointing out that actually both teams are matching each other. You get a jam or penalty, I'll get a jam or penalty. You get 2 jams with scoring and shut out the other, I'll do the same. So it's just a sign of how matched these teams are. So we are in a quick timeout. Yeah. And Betty Trebles just told us that Madrid have been scoreless for the last 3 jams. And again, it's been these micro momentum switches. You know, we haven't seen momentum last for more than 3 or 4 jams in a row. And this is why you're just seeing this toing and throwing on who's lead. So the timeout has come to an end.
And lining up on the Hive Skate Hub jam line, we have got Bat Smash for Namur up against Feminatrix for Madrid.
So we have 2 Madrid blockers and 1 Namur in the box. So you can see a very small pack on track, but still effectively holding back the jammers. Some great waterfalling by Namur. That allows Bat Smash to come out as lead. So Bat Smash coming through for a scoring pass, but we have a star pass by Madrid, and it is now number 61, Ihada Odan, who is lead jammer. Sorry, not lead jammer, jammer for Madrid.
Pivots can't be lead jammers,
No.
as much as they'd like to.
But that's a full scoring pass for Madrid. But Bat Smash back in for more points, sees the danger, calls the jam, but does pick up that extra point. So 1 more point for Namur in that jam, takes him to 67, Madrid on 59.
And as we finished with more than 30 seconds left, we are going to have another jam before we break for half time.
Yeah. So everyone has lined up. We have an official review has been called. So this official review is being brought to you by Hive Skate Hub, who are our jam line sponsor and are here on site with all the equipment needs. Hive Skate Hub provides a range of roller skating products with a specialism in roller derby, and their skate shop is located in Manchester City Centre. You can find them on Facebook even, or you can come here, and if you aren't here, you are missing out a cracking weekend. We've got some amazing games over the weekend, including a Team GB Juniors exhibition game. We have a Strength Factor Challenge game. We have it all.
Ooh.
Yes.
How exciting.
If you are a WFTDA rankings nerd, of which I am a proud nerd, that's quite exciting. And so there is a whole range of roller derby, as well as the 4 teams competing for the Turing Cup. And as we've already seen, ignore the predictions. Tear up who you think is going to win. So that timeout has come to an end. We are 59 for Madrid, 67 to Namur. 14 seconds left in this half. So we have B-Gaze jamming for Namur up against Dame Veneno for Madrid in this jam. We have an empty penalty box and the jam's underway. Both jammers try and take the inside. Dame Veneno almost on the outside, but recycled.
And B-Gaze is being sent off track for a penalty. So Madrid going to be taking a power jam.
And so that's Namur with a blocker as well in the box. So this is a huge opportunity for Madrid to close down that gap just before half time. The pack speeding up as you'd expect. trying to save the points, and that was a big spill for Dame Veneno. Eating up those seconds left in this jam and this period.
I mean, we haven't seen that many fast-moving packs in this kind of later stages of the first half. We did see a couple towards the start, but they did start to kind of slow down the pace.
So the box is cleared. Bigay's back on track and approaching the pack for her initial pass. But Dame Veneno makes it through. 4 points. Second scoring pass. No, first scoring pass. But Bigay's is out. So we'll be approaching for points. What are Madrid going to do? They're going to call the jam. So that was 7 points for Madrid in that last jam. Loud and Queer is about to scream. We are 66 points to Madrid, 67 points to Namur, and we go into half time. So I'm going to go and have a breather, a calm down.
I am as well.
And we'll see you back here in 15 minutes. We're back at Game 2 of the inaugural Turing Cup 2020, hosted by Rebellion Roller Derby, a WFTDA recognised tournament. So we've had first half of an incredibly exciting game. It is Madrid versus Namur. Madrid coming in as the number 2 seed, and it's Namur as the number 4 seed. But Namur ignoring that, taking the lead after about 5 lead changes, 67 points. Madrid now coming in at 66 points. So it's a 1-point game after 30 minutes gameplay. I'm Dawn Mistress.
And I'm Tim Karsmashian, sorry.
You're just getting too excited for the game to
I'm too excited for the game to start.
So we are starting with the Hive Skate Hub Jam line. We have Bat Smash for Namur and Arizona for Madrid. 2 of the jammers we've seen having the most effect in the game so far. And that period whistle is just about went. And we're just waiting for the 5 seconds. There we go. That's the start of the second jam. So Bat Smash pushing out up front, and it's Arizona being held at the back. Bat Smash getting some offense in from number 537. Punchline from Namur. Still not able to get through. Neither jammer having fun. We're on turn 1. Arizona trying to find that gap on the outside. Lead jammer chased down by Namur, but not held back. So Bat Smash still in the pack.
And Madrid really being able to take the most of Nappy being sent off for a penalty before anyone had made an initial pass there.
But that was a quick first jam. Madrid picking up the 4 points. And again, we keep talking about momentum in this game. And Madrid have come out after halftime and said, we want the control, we want the first jam. And actually have caused a lead change, taking them to 70 points, 67 to Namur. So Lulu on the jam line for Namur, hopefully, determined to try and change that. And the other jammer is number 88, Nanaza, who picks up lead jammer.
Straight away, less than 10 seconds there to pick for Nanaza picking up lead jammer status.
Oh, and again,
absolutely no defense from Namur there.
And that's because Namur have only one blocker on track, who is Brulagom as pivot, and they were trying to get the star pass. So Brulagom was focused on the star pass, and that meant Nanaza could just skate round. So Nanaza now completed 2 scoring passes, but Namur have completed the star pass. It is now Brulagom jamming for Namur.
And Nanaza again just picking up another full scoring pass, bringing their total to 12 for that jam, bringing the score to 82 to Madrid, 67 to Namur.
So that's the biggest scoring jam for Madrid, and that's 16 points across 2 jams that Namur haven't had any answer for, taking them to 82 points.
And this is the biggest point differential that we've seen so far in the game. Like before this, the biggest point differential we had was 10.
So that's we want to find out what Madrid talked about at halftime, because if you could bottle that speech, I think most teams would pay for it. So we have Dame Veneno on the jam line for Madrid, B-Gaze on the Hive Skate Hub jam line, but it is Madrid who have picked up lead for the third time in a row.
And the Madrid blockers, again, doing a great job of keeping the Namur blockers split. Madrid jammer going for the apex jump, not quite making it, and calling the jam.
Forced to call the jam because they could see the Namur jammer was approaching, but again, 2 points. So this is the third jam in a row. Madrid have scored, and Namur have not been able to put any points on the board. So 84 now playing 67, and we've had the first 3 minutes of this final half. Bat smash on the Hive Skate Hub jam line up against number 10, that's Feminatrix. And it's Namur with the wall at the back. It's Bat Smash pushing out up front and picks up lead. Feminatrix at the back trying to look for a potential star pass, but is being pushed from side to side. Madrid trying to break up the Namur wall, but it's not working very well at the moment.
Punchline doing some great offense there for the Namur wall.
But it's Bat Smash who has completed a scoring pass, and we have a star pass from Madrid. It is now Ijado Odan who is jamming for Madrid and forces that jam to be called. So in this first 4 jams, we've had 3 leads for Madrid and only 1 for Namur, but Namur able to make 2 scoring passes out of that, 7 points, closing that gap back down to just 11 points, 74 playing 85.
So we're seeing that pattern recurring again. So Madrid picking up 3 scoring jams, and now shifting over to Namur picking up some scoring passes. So we might have seen that momentum shift again.
Interesting to see what Namur will do. Lulu on the Hive Skate Hub jam line for Namur, but it is Arizona who picks up lead for Madrid. And Lulu's still stuck in the pack on turn 2 as Arizona is going through 4 points. Hit out and recycled by number 39K. And we have a dense pack on turn 2 with the officials in between us.
But Brulagom there doing some great offense, really trying to kind of split that, split up the Madrid wall rather than staying in their own wall themselves.
But it is Arizona who is now on a scoring pass. And we have a star pass by Namur. So it is Brulagom now jamming for Namur. And we are on the straightaway between turns 2 and 3. Brulagom very much being used as a pivot and a star pass jammer. But Arizona getting through a massive gap on the inside to complete scoring pass. But Brulagom is now also out and forces that jam to be called. But again, so this is, a 2 scoring pass jam for Madrid, taking them to 93 points, 74 points for Namur. It's 5 minutes gone in this half. I think we are seeing longer jams. Loud and Queer just pointing out that we're seeing the full 2 minutes and we're seeing multiple scoring passes. What we saw in the first half was Namur were getting maybe one scoring pass or maybe 1 and a bit, whereas Madrid wouldn't have as many scoring passes, but they'd have, not as many jumps, but they would make more of them. This feels a lot more even between the 2 teams. So we're in a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Roller Derby City. Roller Derby owns and operated merchant kit company, supplying skaters, refs, officials and fans with custom kit and merch since 2010, or as we call it, half of my wardrobe. Great quality merchant kit for roller derby teams, skaters, referees, officials and fans, including scrimmage shirts, team merch, customised referee and official tops, helmet decals and more. You can find them on Facebook, rollerderbycity.com, or come here and see their range. I actually emailed them the day that the new ref rules came out that you could have, you didn't have to have sleeves, and I said, can I have a sleeve? And they were straight away.
Nice. I've seen that if you're here in the venue this weekend, they are doing, I believe, 10% off their new hoodless, sleeveless pro hoodies.
Ooh.
And me, being a sucker, ordered mine last week.
Ah, heartbreaking. I love a sleeveless hoodie. I think this would be my 5th, so I don't think I need another one. But if I did, they'd be from Roller Derby City. So Madrid put on 27 points in the first 6 minutes of this half. And we are about to get back underway. I was just wondering what all the whistles were. 5 seconds has been called. So on the Hype Skate Hub jam line, we have B-Gaze up against Nanaza for Madrid. And what we've seen traditionally, Madrid at the back, so the Namur wall at the back. But Nanaza did a fantastic job just pushing that wall out of the way.
And Nanaza doing an excellent job despite having one of their blockers in the box for the start of that jam.
Yeah. So great work by Madrid, but they are still holding back B-Gaze. And they have spread the pack out for half the track. That was fantastic positional awareness by the blockers of where 10 foot was. But B-Gaze getting out forced that jam to be called. Only one scoring.
One of the shorter jams we've seen so far.
Just checking the number of scoring passes for Madrid. It was one scoring pass, just 4 points. Not something we've seen in this half. We've seen multiple scoring passes. So good work from Namur to hold that to just 4 points. Taking them to 97 for Madrid, 74 points for Namur. That's 23 points. 23 minutes left in the game.
Some quick maths there, Dork. I'm impressed.
Announcer maths. You can either do it or you can't. So we have Dame Veneno on the Hype Skate Hub jam line up against Bat Smash. And again, we see Namur with their line at the back. We see Madrid with their line up front. And for the second jam in a row, it is Madrid who make it out as lead. Dame Veneno, lead jammer for Madrid. But Bat Smash is out only half the track behind. So again, single scoring pass for Madrid, picking up the full 4 points, taking them over the 100, but only one scoring pass. So Namur haven't been able to stop Madrid, sort of taking the lead, but they are shutting it down to just one scoring pass.
But it looks like Namur is starting to get into the swing of this second half of the game. We saw those kind of 2-3 scoring pass jams at the start of the period, but now we're seeing in that last jam, the Madrid jammer jumping around the pack and calling it straight away.
Well, Madrid have had lead 6 of the 7 jams in this half, and you can see that they have put on, because they started on 66, so they've put on 35 points in this 8 minutes, and Namur have only been able to put on 7 points. So we have definitely seen Madrid come out of the second half on fire, can understand where that seeding has come from, why they're coming into this tournament ranked second of the teams and have the higher WFTDA ranking, but Namur will not be written off. So it's actually their team timeout, so they will be working out how to counter this Madrid sort of momentum shift, and I've seen them time and again, and we've seen them in this game where Madrid have opened a lead and Namur have shut it back down. So on the jam line, it is Brulagom for Namur up against Feminatrix for Madrid. So Brulagom we've mainly seen as a pivot in this game. We've only seen on the jam line once. So this might be a change of strategy. We also have a blocker from each team in the box. And again, Namur line at the back, Madrid line up front. But it's now squished together. And we're still hanging around the jam line. So we've seen just incredibly strong defense from both teams. When they're able to set up those walls, they are, impenetrable. And both jammers having a real struggle. We are 30 seconds in and we are still on the jam line. But we have a new blocker coming in from Namur. Actually, we have an empty penalty box. We have full packs on track. So Brulagom still at the jam line, pushing hard, but getting some offense from number 03, which is Nappy. And we have Feminatrix pushing out up front. So just still a wall of 3. Madrid not choosing to put some offense in. Oh no, Angie now going in for the offense up front. But we are 1 minute into this game and we haven't travelled. We are still on the straightaway before turn 1 and we still don't have a lead jammer. I've run out of ways of saying the defence is really strong. But as I say that, Feminatrix makes it out. Lead jammer for Madrid.
And as soon as lead's been called, you've seen Brulagom take off the star, looking potentially for a star pass. But we've seen a minute and 20 go past. Brulagom passing the star as then unable to get past the jam line.
Yeah. So the star passes through, but Angie from Madrid has gone into the penalty box, and that is 7 out of the last 8 jams as lead for Madrid. So again, 4 points. So that's the 3rd jam in a row where there has only been 1 scoring pass by the team with lead. That is Madrid on all 3 cases. So Namur are able to shut down those, because we were seeing 10, 12 scoring point scoring jams. We're not seeing that anymore, but Namur just keeping it to 1 pass, but they need to try and shift that momentum to themselves now. So on the jam line we have B-Gaze for Namur up against Arizona for Madrid. So we've seen a large number of star passers from Namur because they've not been getting lead. That's how they're shutting down those to 1 scoring passes, by passing the star quickly and appropriately. But again, Namur line up at the back, Madrid line up front. Both jammers pushing hard. Oh, and that's some beautiful toe stop work from Arizona on the outside, but recycled behind the jam line. B-Gaze pushing out up front, and that's number 019, Ali Chaos, who has gone to the box for Madrid, and that's enabled B-Gaze to pick up lead for only the 2nd time this half for Namur.
I mean, Madrid starting this jam with one of their blockers in the box, their pivot in the box, I believe, and then another blocker being sent off, really helping B-Gaze get out there.
Oh, that was very crafty. So what we saw was Angie going back with Arizona from Madrid, threatening a star pass, showing it in our faces, but actually Arizona kept the star, got through the pack and forced that call off. But that was Namur with lead, but they managed 2 scoring passes, 8 points, taking them to 82 points, 105 to Madrid, so that is a 23-point lead. So even though 7 out of the last 9 jams have been lead for Madrid and scoring points, it is still only 23 points between the 2 teams. So this is the first scoring jam since jam number 4 in this half for Namur, but they made the most of that. So on the jam line we have Bat Smash up against Nanaza on the Hive Skate Hub jam line. And again, we didn't see set walls that we've seen so often. Both jammers out. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, Bat Smash out, lead for Namur. So 3rd lead jam this half. But I think that's because the Madrid wall wasn't set.
Well, yeah, they had Madrid had 2 of their blockers standing in the box at the start of that jam. I mean, with only 2 blockers on track, you're not going to necessarily be able to build that wall as effectively.
But Namur's wall is holding. We are on turn 2. So Bat Smash through in their scoring pass. Nanaza not yet out. So, of course, now makes it out. Announcer's curse. So Bat Smash approaching the pack for 2nd scoring pass. Nanaza approaching for 1st scoring pass. Pack speeding up. Bat Smash gets a point, calls the jam, gets 2 points, calls that jam. So that's 6 points for Namur. Smart tactics, because even if Madrid had been able to score, it would have only been 1 point. Whereas picking up 2 closes that lead back down.
I mean, with 17 minutes left in the game, it's still within their reach.
Absolutely.
Just breaking them down 2 points, 3 points a jam.
Yeah.
They could potentially do it.
Well, this is the 2nd jam in a row where Namur have had lead and scored points. Oh, but then Madrid do that. Dame Veneno was left the outside line, and if you leave an outside line for a jammer, they're going to take it. Lead jammer in 3 seconds. However, Brulagom is also out of the pack, but that was a big apex jump.
That was a big apex hop, skip and a jump almost. It was a apex triple jump by the looks of it.
And that forced the call off because they could see Brulagom approaching the pack, but 4 points for Madrid, taking them to 109. So we are 21 points between the 2 teams. On the Hive Skate Hub jam line, we have B-Gaze up against Arizona. We have an empty penalty box. All blockers on track. Again, and we just see those set lines. But interestingly, Madrid have the rear line. And Namur holding Arizona up front. So B-Gaze recycled that behind the jammer line and is now in the straightaway. And it's Arizona's pushing out up front. 1 Namur blocker left. Oh, and hit out just the last second, but that was out of play. So it is lead jammer for Arizona and Madrid.
And B-Gaze, as I said it, she makes her way up to the front of the pack.
And Arizona now scoring points in the pack. But we have a blocker from both teams. So we have a star pass to Tinker from Namur. And that forces the call off. Not going to mess with that.
No, I mean, Arizona was in a bit of a sticky situation there over on turn one. Kind of stood over a downed Namur skater.
So that is 4 points for Madrid, taking them to 113 points. 88 points for Namur. 15 minutes left in this half. 3/4 of the way through this game. Big cheer from the crowd for both teams. We have a fantastic crowd who've come down here this weekend. On the Hive Skate Hub jam line, we have Ninaza from Madrid up against Bat Smash. And it's Ninaza who's again left with that outside line, left open.
I mean, we've seen it throughout this game, the incredible footwork especially from the Madrid jammers. But noticing there in this jam the awareness of Namur's jammers to remove that star as soon as lead is called against them.
So Ninaza coming up 4 points. Bat Smash still stuck behind that wall. An attempted star pass by Namur, but they nearly ripped the helmet cover in half. But the star pass has now been completed. So it is Ninaza in the pack, recycled all the way back to turn one.
And we've got Rust in Pieces jamming now for Namur.
So Ninaza has picked up lead 7 of the 8 jams that they've been jamming on track. That's an incredible ratio. But that's... and, you know, I think this jam is just showing why, because the speed with which Ninaza can accelerate through the pack, just then taking the outside, finishing for 4 points, and Rust in Pieces is still in the pack even after that star pass. So it's up front for Ninaza. We're on the straightaway between turns 2 and 3, but it's a recycle all the way back to turn 1 for Ninaza. And Rust in Pieces pushing out up front, getting offense from Bat Smash, but still can't break up that solid wall of black up front. It's Madrid. Oh, and some beautiful offense from Namur. Finally get Rust in Pieces through. So that's completing her initial pass, forcing that jam to be called. 8 points for Madrid in that last jam.
I mean, Namur did a great job of, keeping Ninaza down to 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her footwork and her speed could have got her a lot more, but repeated hits to the outside and recycling all the way back really kept her from...
It's not just how far you recycle, but how long you take to do it, and that was a long recycle, and it just eats up the seconds. So we are in a quick timeout. So this timeout brought to you by Derby Prints. They are fun-filled and often roller derby-inspired art. You can find out more at Etsy or on Facebook, or come here, watch these amazing games, and come and visit all the stalls. So, and we're back underway. So on the jam line, we have Feminatrix for Madrid. We have Brulegom for Namur. And we have an empty penalty box. And it's Brulegom up front. And it's... oh, and some great offense from Madrid trying to get Feminatrix through. But Feminatrix out the back. Brulegom out front. Lead jammer for Namur.
That's a great jam start for Brulegom. We've seen her pivot a lot and is incredible at hitting that wall at speed.
Oh, beautiful work from the Namur blockers. Left the inside line open. Brulegom looking like she's just doing laps. And approaching the pack for second, scoring pass for Namur, and faces some opposition. Recycled by Angie all the way to the apex. But Brulegom, the speed with which she can just accelerate through the pack is paying off here. Second scoring pass completed for Namur. And so the power jam that we have at the moment is the first jammer penalty this half. When you think the first half had so many jammer penalties, that's clearly something both teams addressed at half time. And then, so we have Brulagom still lead in the pack on her third scoring pass. Feminatrix, don't think has completed her initial. Brulagom pushing out up front. It's just one Madrid blocker left. Completes third scoring pass, taking them to 12 points in this jam.
That's what you can do with long legs like those. You can just step round the apex, can't you?
Or step over skaters. We have a star pass for Madrid. Ija Odan is now the jammer for Madrid. Brulagom sees Ija approaching, calls the jam, but does so after picking up that 4 points. 16 points from Namur. I think that's the highest scoring jam, biggest jam score in this game. And it could not have come at a more important time. Takes Namur to 104, Madrid on 121. 10 and a half minutes left in this game, and it is still only 17 points.
I don't know what to expect, to be fair. I don't know what's going to happen this game.
But
I just know it's exciting.
I mean, this is where I predicted Namur would not let this lie, and that's what's happened. Such a strong team mentally to go, no, we want back in. B-Gaze on the Hive Skate Hub jam line. Dame Veneno for Madrid. Oh, and Dame Veneno finds the outside line with a little dip, and that's lead jammer for Madrid.
And after a jam like that last one, Madrid are really going to be hoping for some big things here from Dame Veneno.
And she delivers. Big apex jump on the apex between turns 1 and 2, completing for 4 points. And now approaching the pack for second scoring pass. And another dip to the outside, but this time Namur were waiting for that. And it is number 31, T-Rex Elliott, with the hit out and the recycle. But B-Gaze still stuck up front. That tripod of Madrid blockers not giving any space. But Dame Veneno tries another apex jump, hits the floor, and calls the jam. Whew. There was an awful lot of excitement in that jam.
There was. But Namur's jammer not able to complete their initial pass.
No.
Seeing some hand signals from the refs over there in the middle.
But that was 4 points for Madrid, expanding that lead out to 125. So they're now 21 points ahead of Namur. And again, we've seen this throughout the game. It's very evenly matched. You do one thing, we'll go and do it. And then we'll hopefully try and do it better than you. On the Hive Skate Hub jam line, we have Arizona for Madrid, who is up against Bat Smash for Namur. But it's a hit out and recycled by Madrid on Bat Smash all the way behind the jammer line. So Madrid pushing out up front. Arizona picking up lead jammer from Madrid. Second jam in a row. Bat Smash still in the pack, pushing out up front. But Namur have only 2 blockers on track. And that's going to give Arizona the ability to just jump through. But at the last second, that was a hit out by Rust in Pieces. But 3 Namur blockers now on track, holding Arizona at the back of the pack. Bat Smash up front, pushing hard.
It's a real testament to Namur's defensive skills that they're able to hold off the Madrid jammers with just a 2-wall.
Much as we said the first half was about the blockers, this half it's been about jamming. 75% of jams this half, Madrid has picked up lead. So they have definitely been in control of the point scoring. And although Namur have been holding it back to 1 scoring pass, you know, that tells the story of this game. So it is a big, big time-sucking recycle on Arizona by the Namur pack. But Bat Smash still hasn't completed her initial pass. 1 minute 30 seconds of pushing against that Madrid wall up front. Whereas Arizona is hit out and recycled again. Goes for a bit of speed into the Namur wall at the back on turn 2.
And with all skaters on track at the moment, you know, the offense and defensive play from both teams is incredible to keep both jammers stuck on turns 1 and 2.
But Bat Smash makes it out. 1 minute, 54 seconds to get out of the pack. And I think Bat Smash is very glad to hear that whistle. But that was 3 points for Madrid in that jam. Nothing for Namur, taking them to 130. 6.5 minutes left in this game, and we're going into the first power start of this half. And we have Brulagom as the jammer on the Hive Skate Hub jam line for Namur.
I'm looking forward to this.
So Namur cluster around, but some great offense gets Brulagom through in 4 seconds for lead.
And we've seen what Brulagom can do with a run-up. So as a power jam start as well.
Yeah. But there's so Namur are holding a goat back at the jam line. Brulagom pushing out up front on turn 1 against 3 Madrid blockers, makes it through for 4 points. But Arizona is also back on track, approaching the pack for her initial pass. Brulagom on second scoring pass, but sees Arizona and calls that jam. So that was 2 more points for Namur. I thought that call-off was a little bit early. I expected there to be, for them to let Arizona make their initial pass before calling the jam, but...
Especially with 2 blockers in the penalty box as well. Yeah. 2 blockers picking up penalties in quick succession.
Yeah. So although it is both jammers on track, Madrid will have the pack advantage, and we are in a timeout. And this timeout is brought to you by KB Sports Massage. Treatment tables on site here all weekend. Northampton Injury Clinic, helping people from all ages of life with all musculoskeletal injuries, general aches and pains, sports and occupational injuries. Here with us on site today, or you can find them on Facebook. I never needed this until I found Roller Derby. And now they're my best friend. They're my best friends.
I can imagine I'm probably going to need to treat myself after my first game of the season next month.
Yeah. So if you are here this weekend, you've got the great opportunity to go and get all your aches and niggles fixed. Otherwise, do go and see your local physiotherapist. They will help you stay fit and healthy and playing for longer and for more. So 6 points for Namur in that last jam. It is still only a 20-point game.
And it looks like we're going to have another power jam start in favour of Namur.
Yeah.
I missed what happened at the end of that last jam. But
Lots happened at the end of the last. Lots happened at the end of the last jam, but it's an official timeout, not an official review. So this is just the officials making sure that everything is tracked properly. So we are starting with Arizona in the box, but we also have 2 Namur blockers in the box. So B-Gaze, sorry.
Yeah, that's B-Gaze.
That is B-Gaze. So B-Gaze on the Hive Skate Hub jam line. So this is the second jam in a row that is a power start for Namur. And we have, but it's going to be tough with only 2 Namur blockers on track, and that's great offense from Blue Velvet, trying to break up that pack. And that's number 393, Grumpy and Up, who is also trying to break up that wall of black.
We've got everyone standing in the box now.
Yeah. So everyone is released out of the box. So the power starts come to an end, but that is a great kill by Madrid, not letting B-Gaze pick up lead jammer at all.
And Arizona picking up lead jammer for Madrid, despite starting in the penalty box.
It's always lovely when that happens, although a little confusing unless you know the rules. But Arizona, lead jammer for Madrid. B-Gaze trying to pass the star, has now succeeded to number 39. That is Kay, who is jamming for Namur. Arizona, though, through for 4 points.
I believe this is the first time we've seen Kay jamming for Namur this game.
Yes.
But
Kay has dropped the helmet cover, has just realised that she's dropped the helmet cover and has gone back to recover.
Oh.
That's always that heart in mouth moment. But that was resolved quickly, and so both walls set in on the apex between turns 1 and 2. So we've seen the walls dig in, very effective when they're able to set up. Oh, but Kay finding that gap and getting some momentum, able to push the Madrid wall out past turn 2, but then is hit out and recycled. And it's Namur with the wall at the back, holding back Arizona, who is on her second scoring pass. And that jam comes to an end. So that's the first 2-minute jam of this half.
We had a couple of those, fair few of those in the first half.
Yeah, and that was because of the number of jammer penalties. So, you know, so that was bound to happen. So I think it just shows how both teams have smartened up on the jammer penalties, really sharpened up and made sure they're not giving those 2-minute jams away. But 7 points for Madrid in that jam, taking them to 137. Namur on 110. And that's 3 minutes left in this game. So I think that was a really important jam for Madrid, just trying to make sure that they're going to go into the last 3 minutes with enough of a lead. So they're 27 points ahead at the moment. But never say never, especially when Namur are involved. We are on a team timeout for Namur.
And there's some team love going on track at the moment. A nice hug. The Madrid skaters on track.
Well, this is why we love roller derby.
Because everyone's lovely.
So, 3 minutes, 3 seconds left in this game. Bat smash on the High Skate Hub jam line up against Dame Veneno. And it's Dame Veneno. Again, that outside line was left clear. And that can't happen.
We've seen it a lot on the outside line. We haven't seen it so much on the inside line.
So Dame Veneno at the back of the pack on the scoring pass. The Namur wall up back, but it is number 22 who's giving some offense. Sorry, number 33, Lethal Cath. And that has let Dame Veneno through to score. But Bat Smash is also out of the pack. Oh, and it's a forearms penalty for Madrid for Dame Veneno. So we are now in a power jam for Bat Smash and Namur.
And we are going to see the second 2-minute jam of the period.
Straight after the first one. We jinxed it. So, Bat Smash still in the pack. So even though it's a power jam, what we have seen though, when there have been penalties in power jams for Madrid, who have started picking up the jammer penalties in the last few jams, they have been able to shut down Namur so that they're not able to make anything of these power jams. And I think we're seeing this here. I mean, we're on the apex between turns 3 and 4. This is the third jammer penalty for Madrid in this half, and I think it's the third jammer penalty in the space of the last 5 minutes. And just not letting Bat Smash or Namur make anything of that, because we have now got an empty penalty box. So, and it's just this massive scrum on the apex between turns 3 and 4. I'm just... And it is Bat Smash who is pushing out up front and does make it out, but that's taken nearly 2 minutes.
It's two very different ways of jamming there that we saw.
Yeah. And so Dame Veneno actually finding that gap on the outside. And again, it's been the outside. Dame Veneno finds a gap on the outside, gets through, scores the points. But both teams picked up points in that jam, and I think that's the first jam this half where both teams have picked up points. So 4 points for both teams, taking them to 141 to 114. 50 seconds left, but we are in a timeout. It's a team timeout, and it is Namur who've called that. So 50 seconds left in this game. Madrid have come in as the second seed, and I think they've shown in that second half. But that first half, I could not tell you who was going to win. It could have been either team.
No, it was... There were so many lead changes, I wouldn't have wanted to call it at all. And we've seen, I'd say, a completely different game in the second half. It's totally different.
I think Madrid really used half-time to change their game. And I think that Namur have tried to change their game in the second half. We've seen them close that gap back down, but Madrid have changed it yet again. So I think there was a full reset at half-time, but Madrid have just been able to handle, and in the last 10 minutes, really lock down Namur.
Definitely.
And Namur using those team timeouts to try and have those kind of mini resets again in the second half of the game.
Yeah. So on the High Skate Hub jam line is Brulagom for Namur. It's Nanaza for Madrid. But it is Nanaza who is out in leads in seconds again. I think we've seen that when there is strong resistance, Namur have a better chance of lead, but Madrid have been able to just open lanes for their jammers to get through. And again on the outside on that scoring pass. So Nanaza picking up 4 points because that outside lane was cleared. It's the Madrid blockers who are enabling that. Apex jump attempt from Nanaza, but hit to the inside.
And we have had a star pass from Namur's Roller Girls to Kay.
So Kay pushing out up front, almost at turn 3, and yet Nanaza at the back on turn 2. So that was a very spread out pack, great pack definition from the blockers. And it's Angie with the hit out and recycle on Kay. So Namur have passed the star 12 times. 12 times in this half. It's been used very tactically. So Kay now clearing the pack on her initial pass. Nanaza on second scoring pass, still at the back of the pack. So Madrid telling Nanaza to call that jam, but the period clock has come to an end. But that was 7 more points for Madrid, taking them to 148. And Namur finishing on 114. That is the unofficial score.
Yeah, we'll wait for that final whistle before we...
Yeah. So, bearing in mind that the teams were essentially tied at half-time, and Madrid are coming out of this game with 34 points extra, sort of gap on Namur. It just shows, as you said, that second half was a very different game.
Yeah. And that's it. That's the final whistle, making the score official. 148 to Madrid and 114 to Namur.
So the next game is going to be on at 2. Well, I think a little bit after 2 p.m. this afternoon. Do you know who's playing next?
I don't.
No,
Sorry.
nor do I.
Really
There'll be another amazing game. We know that. I've been Dork Mistress.
I've been Tim Carsmashian.
And we've had Loud and Queer and Betty Trouble with us. Thank you.
Thank you.